Welcome everybody to the Bel Air docu-series featuring your host DJ JD Power and the very famous, very special, very beautiful Tracee Lee. Give it up, give it up, give it up.
What's going on? Hey everybody. Welcome to the Bel Air docu-series.
And welcome. Did you enjoy the startup of this series?
Yeah, so we're just going to dive right into episode 1.
Episode 1. Right? Let's look at that.
Yeah, episode 1. I don't even know what the name of it was.
So, the beginning of the docu-series, was a docu, well, it was
it's a series.
The series.
Right.
On
Peacock.
Peacock.
Yeah.
Now, when did Peacock is Peacock famous or are they known?
Yeah, Peacock is ABC.
Oh, wow.
So they turned into, wasn't that the ABC was the one with the peacock as their logo, as their emblem.
Oh, that's when they just named it like
and that's
Disney
like their,
Plus.
Exactly.
Peacock is the
correct.
The Disney Plus.
Yep.
The Plus
so that's
version.
Correct. The Plus.
ABC.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Peacock is that.
That's huge.
So it's major. Well, everybody now is into the streaming. So whereas before, like Netflix and maybe even Amazon were the big boys of streaming television, a lot of different networks wanted to do their own thing. So
crazy.
That's why you damn near got another cable bill, even when you try to cut the cord.
Right. Everybody wants in.
Yeah, they want their own money. So the first episode's name was Dreams and Nightmares.
Dreams and Nightmares.
Yeah, so that was
how what's the word I'm looking for?
Fitting.
How fitting.
Yeah.
How fitting. Dreams and Nightmares.
Yeah.
One of the biggest songs of coming out of Philly.
Okay, well, who was that?
With Meek Mill.
Right.
Dreams and Nightmares.
Yes. Well, we'll get into the soundtrack in a sec because that was very good to me.
Right.
But yeah, so let's do like your first take. What did you, before we get into the nitty gritty, like just overall, what did you like?
I started out. I like what's going on.
Okay.
I'm a big fan of most of Will's work. So that kind of the Fresh Prince of Bel Air was who everyone's child favorite in the 90s.
Correct. Yeah.
So bringing back this show in another form, not so comedic.
Right, very serious, more serious, more down to like the nitty gritty of Bel Air.
That's what that kind of threw me off. Like, I'm waiting for the funny.
Listen, you and me both, because before what I liked about it so far was, of course, when they were in Philly. I mean, West Philly is what I do. Our store is right around the corner from where they did a lot of filming and stuff like that. So just being able to see them truly represent Philly, not like on somebody's soundstage and stuff like that. They got the Poppy store in there, and then even some of the cameos from the biker, and a
little bit because I mean they saying it's being recorded on 60th and Market, some of it, or the shots that I did see. And I'm on 58th and Market, so that's downright, 2 blocks away. I remember coming home from work and seeing them actually filming.
Actually filming.
And I was always wondering, like, what they doing down there?
Right.
I thought it was what's the guy's name? Adam Sandler doing his movie.
Because he was here too around that same time. That's true. It was
probably Will and his people.
Yeah. Especially in this part of Philly.
Part,
like it wasn't, down in University City or South Philly or something like that.
Right.
So I'm looking forward to where it goes, how much more gritty it becomes, and I liked him and his mom's relationship.
True.
I thought that was really nice.
I thought that was cool too.
Yeah. And clearly Dad's absence was visible from the very beginning.
Right.
But then there was like an undertone of some other stuff had happened.
Right. Okay.
So I don't know if you caught that. Did you catch that? So when Will got out to LA and Aunt Viv and Uncle Brian, Aunt Viv and Uncle Phil were talking, and he was saying how he has to because of his dad. I'm thinking,
we have to. Yeah.
Right.
They left it. It didn't say he died. It didn't say.
Right. It sounded like
left.
maybe dad took a prison stint. You know, I don't know. That's just me being
Right.
trying to think of it. That's what I do.
That's pretty accurate.
Yeah. But I did want to say that I don't know how often they're gonna have Mom and the friend Trey.
Right.
But I like them.
You like Mom and Trey?
Yes, and so the fact that they're like not out there with them, you know what I mean? Like that kind of sucks. So I don't know how much more they're gonna
like
get.
Mom too.
Yeah, she was really good.
She's attractive.
For sure.
They didn't make her old lady like the second Viv. The light skin Viv.
I like the second. I didn't like the second
Viv, but I did like the dark skin on Viv. It was, a little bit more vibrant.
Yeah. No. But she's relevant. She's very relevant and relatable for us as parents.
True.
I think that's probably more because when we watched Fresh Prince many moons ago, I never really thought about Aunt Viv until she wasn't there. I mean, they had the new Aunt Viv.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Right. So I just wanted to kind of go over really quick because I didn't get everybody's information, so I may just bring it back again. Or maybe I'll just save it for another season 2. Episode 2. But I liked the blackness.
True. I like the blackness.
I mean, Uncle Phil, Aunt Viv, Hillary, Carlton. I mean,
the light skin dude in there.
Well, Will's probably the lightest one, But yeah, it was really, I really liked it. Oh, and I really I liked, surprisingly, Jazz.
Yeah, Jazz for sure.
I know, but it was just like, cool. I'm looking forward to seeing how he evolves in the show, if at all.
Will he get thrown out?
He's already on par for everything like that. So yeah, I just really enjoyed and that's just one episode of that. And then of course one of my favorite characters in the first Fresh Prince was Jeffrey.
Yeah.
And I really like this Jeffrey.
This Jeffrey's so different than the last Jeffrey.
Yeah, but see, that's the thing. He wasn't that different. Jeffrey was about it.
No, definitely. But no, Jeffrey never displayed that. He always did what you asked.
But in some of the episodes, he was
gave you a realness.
He gave you some realness. He was the voice of reason.
True.
And this Jeffrey definitely has that, but just a little bit more present.
I felt like Jeffrey and Phil was buddies. How they came and rolled up on outside the house, like
you see this here? You got my back tight.
Yeah, like they swung together. Yeah. You know what I mean? That's more like his road dog.
Yeah. True. That's true. And he probably is. He probably got some dirt. He got some dirt.
Let me say that.
That's true.
More like his assistant than his butler.
Yeah, because he wasn't even cooking.
Right.
The next morning, I'm thinking he's going to be cooking dinner, and it was Hillary who was actually
called
cooking.
himself the house manager.
That's what I was going to say that he called himself, which is totally different than being like the butler or something like that. So
he manages the butler.
He manages everything. He manages the cooks, the chefs, the cleaning crew. So yeah, his role is absolutely on fleek with that. So I like the cast so far. I'm looking forward to how that evolves. But even the kids though, did you see like the tension with them? Not just with Will, but like with their parents.
Yeah.
Did you see that?
Yeah, they had like a little standoff. They went to the room and
had a conversation, right. And then they said, let's go out here. Come on.
Will. Yeah,
before they even said that, they were like, when they got the text, they were like, let's go out and be the perfect family.
Oh yeah, right. They did say that.
And it's
drag
like,
Will along, so he can get a taste
of that like they say it's not sweet out here, So so they definitely got some layers to
how about Carlton?
I knew he was gonna come with I think
it's not Carlton from
it's none of it is, and I think that let's talk about
hardened up.
Let's talk about that scene.
Which one?
When he walked in, which one are you talking about?
The one when he got caught snorting.
Yes, at 6, and you pointed out to me that he's supposed to be 16 doing this. Yeah. Unfortunately,
16. Will's 16. So how old is Carlton? He's obviously
17. He made it look like they were in the same grade.
So he's snorting Xanax? What was it?
Yeah, he said Xanax.
He's snorting Xanax at 16 is it's different than my age.
Yeah.
16.
Well, what were you doing at 16?
Had a beer or smoked some weed or something.
Well, that's still just as shocking. It would have been shocking to me.
Yeah.
It would have been shocking to me to see my brother or cousin doing any of those things. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, snorting it though. That's a whole nother level. A whole nother level.
I'm thinking I'm thinking maybe Carlton would be a pushover, like
the first one. Yeah.
Is Will's way Carlton's kind of a Herb or a pushover?
Yeah. No,
Carlton is like.
He said he run the school. That's what he said. Yeah, he said he run the school.
Yeah.
So
going on.
Yeah, right. So I definitely think, and I think too sometimes, even when they had Will and Lisa linking up, but before they like kissed and that whole fight ensued amongst him and Carlton,
right.
She even made mention of, she's on scholarship or whatever,
right.
Whereas Carlton is there with straight money. So that's a totally different vibe, So that's kind of the vibe that I got from Carlton.
Well, what about Lisa though? Sorry to cut you off.
No, that was fast for me, but
it's fast too. But Lisa, I'm expecting Lisa to be drop dead gorgeous when this is just a fairly nice looking girl. She's not over the top gorgeous. She got braids in her hair.
She does not have braids in her hair. Her hair is curly.
Well, it wasn't long flowing.
No, it wasn't a weave.
You know what I mean? Yeah, it wasn't like that. A wig
Coco's hair was.
It wasn't too much makeup. They didn't try to make her look like a Barbie doll at all.
And she's not thin.
It was a black. Yeah, she was a thick girl.
Yeah, correct. Yeah, I love
not
that.
Not curvy or nothing. Just thick.
Well, yeah, she wasn't like a slim waist or anything like that.
Fit. Like thick fit. I mean.
Yeah, no, she was none of. To me, she really represented a teenage girl who's like in the cusp of, 10th, 11th, maybe even 12th grade. You know what I mean? And I liked it. I liked her look. I liked because the one thing that Aunt Viv had said to Will, and why I think Lisa became so relevant, was he's finding his people in that space. Yeah. So he's able to like be himself, bring his swag, do all the things that he can do, and feel like himself. So I'm definitely looking forward to seeing how that relationship
progresses.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, but no buts. Do you think they move too fast?
Yes, I did. I mean, first of all, at that age, when you know that somebody's dated your best friend, your cousin, it's kind of like you stay in a friend zone until you kind of get the cool to even if you don't really bang with the family member.
Making them jealous?
For sure. She was making Carlton jealous. That's just what we do as humans. And then she probably did really like him.
Right.
Or whatever, because you could tell just when she first introduced herself to him when he had his sneaks on, So there was an attraction or whatever. But yeah, I definitely thought it was too fast, especially in high school. College, I can see that happening, but in high school it's like.
So you think they nailed the casting?
I mean,
all of the changes, or
I don't like Carlton only because he doesn't look like he's in high school. Right, he doesn't look like he's in high school. And if he's a senior in high school, I may be more like, he's about to graduate or whatever. If they're trying to be the same age, it wasn't a good casting. I do like him as a character, but even I feel like so the casting for Carlton, his name is Ali Charlatan. I think Ali could have played Trey. That's back in Philly, and Trey could have played Carlton just from the age look. That's real. That's it, y'all. I'm not saying that I don't like the man's acting or anything like that. It's just hard for me to. I'm thinking of my own kid going to high school.
He got a shaved face, mustache, and beard. You can see it.
And he got what's them bumps?
Bumps.
So but that's it. I think Hillary is a good cast because she's older. Yeah. She's not their same age, so she can be a little bit older. I didn't see enough of Ashley, but I thought she was cute.
Well, Ashley was cute.
Yeah. Uncle Phil. Yes, I like.
No, Uncle Phil was too handsome.
No, he wasn't.
Like the whole Uncle Phil was this big, 6'4" fat guy.
Nope.
You can see why he, some of his.
Nope. I don't agree with none of that. He giving women some major eye candy, and I love it.
I heard that.
Because I don't. Again, now I love the older Uncle Phil. I loved him in everything that he's played in, but as a you sometimes you want to see attractive, just like you would want to see an attractive I want to see that too in my husband, or in a man that's playing a husband, or the dad, or the and he hits every note.
I like that. I like that.
So and even Jeffrey.
Jeffrey look like he's straight off the street though.
He do, but I like that
Shaq,
too.
or somebody from the 70s, a leather jacket and a tambourine on his head.
Yeah, because here's the thing. I don't want to lust over Will. He's a kid.
Yeah.
I can lust over the dad because he's, you know, that's my age group. So thank you, casting, for thinking of the women who would be watching the TV show and not getting a fairly, you know, you love Uncle Phil big because he's a good family man, but, you know, on a date you might go, oh, hi.
Right.
And then you find out he's amazing. You know what I'm saying? I think y'all know what I'm saying when I say that. Yeah. So,
so that was cool though. I like how they incorporated some of the very same lines off of the very first Fresh Prince of Bel Air, the sitcom.
Yeah.
And then put it right back
for
into
sure, because it's relevant. Yeah. Even in whether it's comic or serious, it's absolutely relevant. So
Uncle Phil said exactly what he said to Will. Yeah. And Will said the exact same thing. Yeah. Now it was like maybe one of the last series of that sitcom on one.
You hitting the mics, yeah.
Sorry.
That's okay. Sorry.
But it was the exact same thing.
It was excellent.
That was cool, and they even made Will do the same role with the crying and the not looking at him, and he said, "Look at me, son."
Yeah.
You know,
a real man. Yeah.
That was cool.
Yeah. So, I liked it so far. I think I'm still like at a lot of stuff that was
this story. I start to kind of see some of the things that he talked about in the book that he threw into his character, if you will.
For sure.
Yeah, because he really did run to.
Yes, after.
He really did run to. Now his mom wasn't scared, but he ran to L.A. to find a new life.
Yeah.
That so we'll see.
Yeah, which is probably something that, like I said, a lot of, especially if you have family outside of where you're from, if you do get into trouble, people have run from places and come out to new cities for a new part of, because they running from something, and then that's the farthest way that they can, or the quickest way they can do it and start anew. Some of it sometimes, even in my experiences, people that I met throughout my military career, they was running from something. Yeah. And that's how they, they were able to, so that was clearly a realness, maybe different for different people, but I absolutely can relate, just from a empath perspective. So yeah, I don't have anything else that I wanted to.
Well, I could be here all day because I like what's going on with Westbrook Studios. Yeah. Now, why it's not Overbrook anymore? Why does it go to Westbrook?
I don't know. That's the first time I've seen Westbrook.
No, it's been like that for a while. And
what do you remember? What else was associated with that?
You want to know who got their dibs in on it? Jada do. She's half. The other half.
Is that from?
It was Overbrook, and that was Will and his team. But now that Jada and the Red Talk Table.
I was going to say, is the Red Table Talks part of that?
So is that's why I want to know, are they together or not? I don't think they're together.
Oh, you mean the family itself?
Yeah, I'm talking about Jada and Will. Well, throughout their separation, they still have business.
I was going to say, most couples, that's because at the end of the day, the legacy is the kids.
She wanted her stake.
For sure.
So they divided it up, changed the name to Westbrook.
But why would it be West? What association does she have with West?
I have no clue. Not particularly West or West.
I know, but we know
where does West come from?
We know where Overbrook come from. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Maybe her school is called West something, and that's how they kind of brought it back together. But I just thought, I didn't think nothing about Jada at first until you brought it up. But I was just thinking that he probably merged his Overbrook Studios with some other company, and that company could be Jada, and then to make it part of the outward show is Westbrook. But I feel like Overbrook Studios is still a thing.
It's not.
Oh.
It's not. It's Westbrook. Well, maybe it is, but we'll look it up. Some dialogue. Yeah. Or some research on that. What was before we go? What was your take? Because I got one thing I did want to discuss about them using the Philly slang, and they kept saying
John and I.
This is the John and all that.
The Johnny John.
The one kid.
Which one who was it?
Trey, his friend.
Yeah, the one.
He couldn't say it. You couldn't say it right. He kept
not
saying
the way we say it.
John. He was like the John. Yo, I bought the John. Like,
yeah. Well, he was asking a lot. I don't know. I didn't get his info yet. I don't know where he's from. So that might have just been really hard for him. It's always hard for me to watch people try to be from where you from. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's just, but you know what's funny is certain clearly areas in Philly that I'm not familiar with. So when they do a Philly accent, and it's like people from South Philly, and I'm like, I don't talk like that, but they're not talking about me specifically. So, it was a little hard to hear. I ain't gonna lie. Yeah. I felt like they was, but then it's like, well, do we say it that much? Like, are we saying it that much?
We say it with everything.
Because John is
everything.
A person, place, or thing. So it takes up the whole, you know, whatever. So I get it.
Use it in a sense.
Yeah, I mean, you a whole sentence could be John.
He had the bag. He said, "Yeah, I brought the." He said, "I brought this John." Knowing that you don't say it, you just I got the John.
Right, I brought this John. Right, you don't have to
this John.
That's so funny. But no, yeah, I don't know. Like I said, it's just hard to when your town. It goes back to a military movie for me,
right.
And the patches are wrong, the insignias are wrong. It's just like, who the hell was their consultant? You know what I'm saying? But that's just me. When you know something about something, you just like, that's not right, that's not this, that. But if you did Indiana, they were from Indiana, and they were saying, I don't know nothing about Indiana, and you thinking that's how people from Indiana talk. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that I wasn't offended, but it was a lot.
So my question for you is, they had an issue with mayonnaise on a cheesesteak. Is that an issue for you?
No.
They had.
I remember them.
They had a whole discussion about it. It was like, you don't need mayonnaise on a cheesesteak. No, I like mayonnaise on my cheesesteak.
I like a little. I like a. Yeah.
You need it?
I mean, just a little bit. I don't need a lot. I don't need extra mayonnaise, but I do like mayonnaise.
Now, Tobias Harris says he does mustard on
Yes, I like spicy mustard on mine. If you're not eating that now, yellow mustard I don't want. But that's why I rocks with Tobias. But yeah, I like spicy mustard on mine.
Okay.
How about you?
Just checking. Now, I don't really do mustard, but I've done it before, and it's not bad.
And you know what's even better?
What's that?
The hot peppers cooked in.
That's the truth. That's the truth.
That is like,
I like sweet peppers. Mine.
No,
I like my sweet peppers.
I like it spicy. Then you cook it up, and then it get even spicier.
Yeah, it does get spicy.
So, which now I really can't eat it. But anyway, but here's something we didn't talk about. How do you feel, or did you feel, with the in the locker room scene, and they were using the N-word?
Oh, that was a big one.
Yeah.
Because that is a topic that kids don't really think about or need to have some type of middle ground on, because we use that word in all types of rap songs, but the minute a white guy says it, it's a problem. Or sometimes it's not a problem.
Right.
And maybe you should feel like it's a problem.
Yeah.
I never liked it. Hearing it from Whitey.
Right.
But, you know, I get it.
Yeah.
Like, I remember the time I'm DJing and the white guys is like, yeah, man, this is my nigga right here. And I'm like...
Talking about you? Oh, my God.
He's my favorite DJ. This is my nigga. Look, come in, I'm going to introduce you. Like, he was a fan, though.
Oh, my God, baby.
But he was just trying to fit in and be cool. He wasn't trying to disrespect me in no manner. You know what I mean?
Mortified.
It was hard.
What did you do? You just kind of...
You know what I'm saying?
Because you knew it wasn't being malicious or anything like that. Yeah, but...
And I think that's what Carlton was saying, like...
Right. And that was his world.
Yeah.
And so, although I think, and this is what I like about the scene, because you can't always, you coming in with your perspective, right? You from the outside, in your world, you're probably not even associating with white people on a regular basis and things like that. And whereas Carlton, this is his people.
Yeah.
And it was in a song, again, it wasn't him calling him dad or, you know, whatever. But yeah, it was definitely something that, you know, needs to be addressed as, I guess, you go through that and you let people know that you don't do that in front of me or, you know, whatever. But, you know, it's for different people, different strokes. And I think that what's most important is exposure into something like that. You know what I mean? Like, I remember for me, growing up, I was in my elementary school, it was just blacks and Asians, and then in high school it was all black. So my first real exposure on a personal level with people outside of myself and Asians was in college.
Right.
So it was definitely like, don't say nothing to me, you know. But then as you know, you start making friends and you start understanding their life. And again, I'm never saying this, you're allowed to say those things to me, but because I didn't grow up with, you know, you have to then be exposed to them, and then if you can, make it a teaching moment if needed.
Okay. So my question now is, why do you think Will was so defensive against Uncle Phil when he was just trying to give him some love and just...
Well, I think a lot of boys have that when they don't have a father in the household.
I mean, he was immediately upset by these words. Like, I didn't see the cause for you to feel any type of way when this man is letting you into his home and trying to just, you know, get you out of your trouble.
Yeah, well, I think it's a couple different things. Will was pulled out of a situation that he thought he could handle. Clearly, you can't because you're a kid. You pulled out of what you know. Right. Then you're brought to this. Clearly, they have all of this, and it's like, holy smokes. But then on top of it, I don't know, they didn't like show his relationship with coaches or anything like that. So you never know how men, and I'm calling him a man even though he's a young man, you never know how that relationship is going to be. You know, because they've been taking care of them. Like he said, I've been taking care of myself. Right. In his mind, even though his mom is the one who, come on, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. But in his mind, he feel like he's been taking care of himself. He doesn't need you, and I don't know you as well. So, but that's definitely gonna unfold itself. But that was the feeling Uncle Phil had from the beginning in the first one. He didn't want him there.
He didn't want him there at all. He didn't want him there.
He was a thug. He was a hood. And then on top of that, they didn't get into this yet. But even when he went and introduced himself to Uncle Phil, like, "Hey, I'm here," and he go running his mouth, and they're like, the people he's talking to, like, you know, so, yeah.
That's just crazy. Now, I want to know or see how it all plays out.
I can't wait.
Why they're giving us these things right now. Yeah. To see how it plays out in the next couple of episodes. Yeah, it's really, I'm enjoying it so far. I'm looking forward to where it's going to go. And I just think they're going to tell us a lot in the next couple of, you know, by the time the season is over, we will have like, oh, remember when they said, you know, blah blah blah, whatever, and then hopefully they have enough. I'm sure that they will, but to go into season 2 and keep it just as juicy, right? Because I hate when they like giving you everything and then like seasons. That's what I'm wondering. Will it get juicy? Like, will it be as good as a Power Book or I don't watch Power any Book. Of those 50 Cent movies that last dropped? They're juicy. Yeah. Will it get? You know what I mean? I think it can because it's not for kids. This is not a kid show. Bel Air. We're not having our children watch it until, you know what I mean? Because of the cussing and the, you know, all of that. But I think they have the room to make it go all the way there because we could even follow him to college. Okay. You know, it doesn't have to end when he graduates high school. You know what I mean? So. I wonder will they allow him to have fun? I think so. Like, you know what I mean? Yeah. Let his wings spread a little bit, like Will or like the Fresh Prince would in the Bel Air. Yeah, I think that's where Jazz is gonna come in at. Like, is he gonna have fun? Will he have like ladies and go out and just, you know, just lay back? Yep. Because right now it's just all serious. Yeah. Well, we'll see. But that, I think personally, even from the casting to the first episode is intentional because they gotta pull us out of that what we're used to. Yeah, they have to. Right, as if you're a good writer. Yeah, you have to, like, this is what you know, but now this is like the prequel / continuation of, but it's not the same. Right.